What is going on, guys? Dakota here, and welcome back to the Driven Mad channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about options you should get if you are planning on buying a JL Wrangler. So I figured, it's always kind of fun to talk about different options that you can get, because being a Jeep, you can kind of make it however you want. So this video is going to be more geared towards, I guess, quote unquote, normal people, and not dudes that no matter what Jeep they buy are immediately the week after going to go and swap 1-ton axles on it, put 40-inch or 44-inch tires on it, and then by the time they're all said and done, a week after they bought it, they've spent as much money as, my Corvette costs. So this is going to be more for the guys who don't have the kind of cash to just, as soon as they buy it, mod it like crazy, where it's going to take them some time to build up the vehicle. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the very first thing that I think is a necessity if you are actually going to be using your Jeep to go off-road. And that's going to be the steel bumper. So originally, when I bought my Jeep, it did not actually, I didn't order it with the steel bumper, because whenever I ordered my Jeep, and I was looking at all the different options, I ordered this thing like 2.5 years ago. And there weren't a whole lot of, when I ordered it, the dealership that I bought it from only had like maybe 4 Wranglers in, and none of them had the steel bumper group. And when I looked online, on the configurator to build it, when you click the information thing, all it said about the steel bumper was steel bumper. So that didn't really help me know that it was definitely an option you should get, because the plastic bumper, aside from being plastic, you can't just drop a winch in it. You can't remove the end caps like you can on the steel bumper here. It gives you more clearance, so I didn't know any of that. And I definitely wish I had gotten that from the factory, because, it's like a $1,400, $1,500 option or something like that. That would have been so, I mean, it's not even funny how much of a good decision it is to get this bumper, because not only then is the front bumper steel and you get more clearance for bigger tires and, obstacles and things like that, then the rear bumper is also steel as well, which if you guys see my previous videos, you know that thing is taking a beating, and so is the front. But that is definitely something that you should look at getting if you actually are going to be taking your Jeep off-road. Now, naturally, that's only available on the Rubicon. If you're not buying a Rubicon, you're buying a Sport or a Sahara, then obviously it's going to be a little bit different. But it is definitely something, if you are getting a Rubicon, it's something that I believe you should check off or make sure your Jeep has for sure. All right, so the next thing that I think is actually a really big deal, if you guys have never driven a Jeep before, and part of the reason that I'm making this video is because I get a lot of people asking me who haven't bought a Jeep, what option should they get, and this, that, and the other. And, my parents have a JK. It's bone stock, right? It's a 2013. And so the next thing I believe you should get, and this is available on basically every model, I think now, is the LED lights. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, well, that's stupid. It's totally worth it, because if you've ever driven a stock JK, or even, I guess, a stock JL without the LEDs, the headlights are horrible. You can't see anything. And not even just for, off-roading at night, not even necessarily for that, but like, for instance, when I'm going on a long road trip and you get out in the middle of nowhere and there's no street lights or anything, it's nice to be able to actually see what you're doing. And these lights are incredibly bright. Actually, the first night I owned this Jeep, I got pulled over because he thought my headlights were illegal and aftermarket, which was a fun story. And plus also, going back to the steel bumper, when you get the steel bumper, your fog lights are LED as well. So it just helps, while you're, driving to that destination, wherever you're trying to get to. I feel like it's a must-have option, because it's always good to have really bright headlights so you can see what you're doing, whether you are going to be going off-road at night. It's just one less thing that you're going to have to be like, ah, man, now I got to throw on some aftermarket lights. You don't necessarily need to do that right away. Eventually you will probably need to, but just right away you might not have to. All right, so this next option, I'm gonna be honest, it's not really that important, but it's one of the things that after having my Jeep, I actually wish I would have checked the box off of, because it was a $400 option, and I actually meant to get it, but I forgot when I ordered it. And I'll go ahead and show you guys what it is. It's gonna be stupid, and I'm sure some of you are gonna be like, that's the dumbest thing in the world, but on the new Jeeps, you know, you don't actually need to have your keys out because this is the key fob, right? Like, it's push to start and everything. You know, you don't, it still has a key, but you don't ever need to get it out. But because I did not get the keyless entry, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, if I'm going to the gym and I've got my, you know, I've got my backpack, my jacket, whatever, and then I've got to fumble around to get my keys out instead of just walking up, pressing the button and unlocking it. Which again is kind of a stupid thing, but when you use it every single day, it would be really nice to have. And it was just something I forgot to check because, again, you never have to get your keys out because it's every single JL is push to start. So, you know, it was just something that I really wish I had checked the box on. Is it necessary? No, but it is something that for me personally, I do wish I had added that option. So you guys might not think it's that important, but for me, it's definitely an option that I wish I had checked. All right, so the next option that I do believe you should check off or make sure your Jeep has when you do go to buy one sounds kind of simple, but I didn't order it, and now that I have them, I'm like, what was I thinking? And so that would be, if we hop inside here, the Mopar all-weather floor mats. Like, as you guys can see, these things are extremely dirty, and, you know, naturally, if you're buying a Jeep, most likely you're going to be taking it off-road, and these will save your carpet, and they're so easy to clean. You know, you still have access to the drain plug, so if you look down there, you could literally hose this out. So these things have been fantastic. They fit extremely well, and like I said, if you do actually plan on using your Jeep as a Jeep, then it is a option that I definitely think you should go ahead and just either buy it from the dealer, or if you're ordering your Jeep, make sure it comes with it, because it is a option that, you know, when you're hopping in and out of your Jeep when you're off-roading, you know, you're tracking in things and it's a pain to have to try to vacuum it out of carpet. But when you got the rubber floor mats, it's super easy. Just go ahead and get them clean. You can hose it out, like I said, and when you lift them up, there's nothing underneath there. It keeps your carpet clean. So again, just an option that I do think if you're gonna use it as a Jeep, that's a must-have option. And it took me probably like 2 or 3 months after I had this to realize that I should have done it, because my carpet was just getting disgusting from me tracking in all kinds of dirt and rocks and everything. So that is one of the other options I do believe you should go ahead and order. All right, and then the last thing that I think you guys should be looking into, again, hit up some trails, then you should definitely look into, again, if you get a Rubicon, then it's gonna come standard, so it doesn't matter. But if you're gonna get a Sahara or a Sport S or something, go ahead and get these rock sliders. There's, you know, I'm sure there's better ones out there, but these things have taken a beating for me, and they are definitely worth it, so you don't ding up the bodywork. You know, I mean, I know people that just leave these things on and hardly ever change them because they're just good. So again, smaller thing, and but I do believe it's something that you should go ahead and get, just to have some added protection for your Jeep. So again, guys, nothing crazy. No, I didn't want to, you know, be like, oh, you guys should get the sound system, because, you know, I wanted to do some more functional things for you guys, and just kind of talk about some options that I think are genuinely helpful when people have them. That way, maybe you bought your Jeep, you didn't plan on going off-road, but then, you know, 6 months down the road, you're like, oh man, I really wish I had done that, which is exactly what I did with the steel bumper. That's the biggest one for me. It was a huge mistake to not get that. And then just some other ones that I do feel are a good option for people to go ahead and get. But yeah, anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I will do my best to answer them. So yeah, guys, just make sure you keep an eye on the channel, because we are going to be doing some more stuff with the Jeep. I got a couple of trips planned, or I'm in the process of planning, and there's going to be a couple more things that we're going to be doing with the Jeep. So keep an eye out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.